a lot of people are not seeing the results that they know that they want or that they deserve because they are not they're not resetting their body to set the tone that they are looking for. And so instead of you actually taking authority over your health and taking authority when it comes to you being balanced, you are instead sitting here waiting for something to happen to you, dealing with hustle culture, sitting here believing that your body is out of sync and that something is wrong with you. Instead, why not get to the next level of your lifestyle, of your health, by understanding that it's not outside of you, but rather it starts internally, and understanding how your body is speaking to you, but you're ignoring it because you think that there is something wrong with your body and it's never going to be balanced. This is just a part of life. This is what you have to deal with as a woman. And really just sitting here being still when you should be taking action, because a lot of y'all's bodies are speaking to you, telling you, hey, I need a cleanse, or I want to eat vegetables and fruits, but instead you're craving sugar and you're not giving yourself natural sugars, but you're giving yourself processed, terrible, toxic sugars. And you're going down this long path of letting yourself down. Because if you know that your body needs something, if you know that your body is craving something and you're ignoring it, and you've been doing this for years, you're malnourished, you're not giving your body what it needs, you're not helping support it every single day with the actions that you have, you are going to make a distrusting space for your body to thrive in. And so instead of your body being healthy, instead of your body actually being comfortable and you being able to respond to your body when it comes to giving you signs and symptoms, instead you sit here and you think that there is something wrong with you because you have a heavy menstrual cycle and that your body just goes through this and you're going to have PMS as a woman. And you are slowly making yourself toxic on the inside, as well as the fact that you are putting yourself in fight or flight mode when you do this. When you ignore your body, when your body is trying to give you signs to let you know you are imbalanced, you do realize that puts you in fight or flight mode. Over years of you ignoring your body, over years of you sitting here thinking that, okay, well, there's just what I have to go through as a woman, all these hormonal fluctuations, and not actually getting to the root cause of your issue is not allowing you to see the truth that your body heals itself. There is truth in all of these symptoms that you are having when it comes to healing and knowing how to help the body and support the body in healing. But it's a matter of, are you balanced? Are you supporting the body? Are you giving your body energy through the foods that you eat? Are you putting in the time? Are you giving your soul what it's asking for? Or are you just sitting here racking up an invisible cost that you don't realize? Sitting here ignoring your body, which is putting you in fight or flight mode, dealing with hormonal imbalances from many, many different aspects of your life, ignoring the signs, so then you're sitting here thinking your body is turning against you and this is just how it happens as you age. Because we have made these things normal. And all of these add up day by day of you sitting here adding all of these toxins, adding all these terrible habits together. This is causing you the fatigue that you think that a green juice is going to fix, or you taking a supplement is going to help you fix. It's causing you to have painful menstrual cycles, to believe that, oh, my period is a punishment, right? Having PMS is a punishment. When these are things that aren't punishments, but rather when you're taking care of your body is going to not only start giving back to you, but you're also going to realize that when you are synced with your body and balanced, your cycle is also going to be synced with your body and balanced. So you're not going to have PMS. You're not going to be sitting here dealing with painful menstrual cycles or all this fatigue all the time. Your skin flare-ups, or you having digestive issues, or your mood completely being off and you can't explain why. These are because it's adding up to show you signs that you have thrown your body off and you were imbalanced. And so over time, when you don't actually recognize these issues and actually address them, and your body keeps giving you these signs and you think that your weight fluctuation is normal, or you're disconnected from your body because this is just how it happens in life, you don't realize that over time, you not only stop recognizing your body, but you also stop listening to the signs of your body. And so now when you become the age of, let's say, you're hitting 40s, you're hitting 50s, now you're developed diabetes, you develop heart disease, you developed cancer, and all these other issues, because the simplicity of it all is recognition. It's understanding what these cravings mean. Understanding that you don't need a pill, but rather you need to understand that you need to be eating your way back into health and not taking a prescription or doing a surgery. Realizing that these pills are momentary band-aids. These surgeries are momentary band-aids. You not changing your habits is the problem. having preparation and actually having plans set in place and acting on those things. Not just saying, oh, I'm going to do a diet, and you do keto or Weight Watchers or keto or paleo, and you do this for a couple of days or a week, and then you're like, all right, let me go back to my old lifestyle that made me poisonous in the first place. Because in the end of the day, as women, we are praised for enduring and suffering, taking care of everybody else and not taking care of ourselves. We are praised to not know how our body is functioning, but as long as we're taking a pill or having a surgery, everything should be okay. You should be able to go back to work tomorrow, right? This is your sign to let you know this is not the way that, first of all, you're supposed to be functioning and you're supposed to be operating, but also that you are disconnected. And so you have to reconnect with your body, and no prescription, no surgery, no supplement is going to reconnect you to your body's functions the way that keeps you balanced. It's going to reconnect you to the habits that made you toxic. It's going to keep reiterating the habits that made you toxic. And that's not what we want to do. That's not the path that we want to go down. So if you were looking for a healthy change, you have to get to the energetic balance by getting to the root cause of your imbalance. And so look at your lifestyle, because a lot of y'all believe that lifestyle is you viewing these gurus on TikTok who live the lifestyle that you want of being in a fancy apartment or a fancy house and taking care of their body because they can go to the gym 20 times a day, right? But your healthy lifestyle journey should look like you first internally feeling good. You knowing how to actually support your body with knowledge about how the body functions. Understanding what a hormonal imbalance looks like and how your cravings are tied to your hormonal imbalances. Understanding that if you're eating dairy, if you're consuming meat, if you're eating processed snacks, and you don't know what they're doing to your body internally, your gut is completely thrown off. And not only is your gut going to be off, but your digestive tract is going to be off. And then this is going to throw off your hormones when it comes to your insulin. And your insulin controls all the other aspects of your body when it comes to you being regulated with your blood sugar, being regulated with your heart. Think about how your pancreas is going to be thrown off. And when your pancreas is thrown off, it's going to throw off your other hormones. So now it's going to also throw off the liver. The liver is your detoxification. And so then now you're not detoxifying properly, and you still eat all these terrible toxic foods. And then now your detoxification is suffering, so it's not functioning at full capacity. And guess what? Now you're sitting here dealing with a leaky gut. You're dealing with a liver that's leaking toxins, and now your bloodstream is poisoned. And so you don't realize that these issues that you're having internally inside of your body that are hormonal imbalance is not just a design that you have to deal with because you're a woman or that you're a person, but this is a design flaw that you have caused because these are symptoms and signs to let you know that you have been imbalanced for years. Thank you for the likes and thank you for the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. So when your gut is overloaded, when your liver is clogged, and when your kidneys are stressed out, and your pancreas is panicking, your feminine essence is going to be completely off. You are going to be dimmed internally when it comes to your internal light. So you're not going to feel good. You're not going to want to do these different things of taking care of yourself, actually getting up and being active. You feel like all of a sudden that you're depressed, right? But that's really because you have dimmed the light inside of you, and that fire is so dim inside of you because all of the functions inside of your body are panicking and all the functions are overloaded. When you are overloaded in all of these areas of your kidney, your pancreas, your liver, your heart, your gut, you do realize that this is going to throw off your mental. This is going to throw you off completely and cause you to have more imbalances. And so these hormonal imbalances are going to make you sit there and run on fumes. So you're sitting here like, oh my goodness, I wake up, even though I sleep 10 plus hours, I have no energy, right? So you're drinking coffee. You're sitting here getting the sugar rush, you're getting the coffee rush, the adrenaline, and then boom, it all crashes. And you're thinking this is the way that you're supposed to function every single day, right? Because nobody has any energy. We have made it normal to wake up and not have any energy. We've made it normal to have all the energy before you go to bed, but then when you get ready to wake up, you have none. You go hours, you still have none. And that is because when you have no stabilizers before you go to bed, when you have no nutrients before you go to bed, but instead you have a whole bunch of sugar and you are loaded up with insulin resistance because you eat carbs and sugar and no stabilizers, that is going to cause you to wake up with no energy because your organs are keeping you alive throughout the night. Because when you are in an insulin resistant state, that makes your organs work more than what they normally would. And throughout the night, you are supposed to be resetting and resting. Even if your brain does not turn off, your brain is functioning to reset your internal organs. So when it cannot do that, because your brain has been thrown off, because your gut is off, when your pancreas, your liver, and your kidney are already sitting here working overtime, trying to filter out toxins, trying to help your bloodstream, trying to get everything flowing, and you don't drink water, you sit here and consume all this toxic, terrible juices and wine and everything else, and you don't look at any ingredients. Because I talked about this probably a while ago. A lot of y'all don't even realize that y'all's wine products, your liquor in general, wine, whiskey, all of it is sitting there being filtered with pig products, with animal products. You can't say that you don't eat meat or you don't eat pork and you don't even check your ingredients, because there are ingredients in wines. There's a reason why they have vegan wine versus the wine that you probably have and consume on a regular basis. The same thing it goes with all the hard liquors that people like to drink as well. They are cut with animal fats, animal products. So you cannot sit here in this day and age and say that you don't consume pork and you don't look at any ingredients. That goes from you eating McDonald's French fries, because it's in their French fries. This is what I mean by you have to get away from this programmed conception of thinking that everything is sweet and everything is labeled exactly as it is, because it's not. There is marketing for a reason. You are a consumer in their eyes for a reason, because you consume without questioning, you eat without questioning, you buy without questioning, you watch without questioning. And so you sit here on survival mode because toxicity is disguised as convenience. They make you toxic on the inside so that you're convenient, so that you make it to the next day. They make you toxic on the inside so you're not suffering today, but tomorrow you'll have the same issue when you wake up. A surgery is convenient, but do you realize that makes you toxic? Prescriptions are convenient, but you realize that makes you toxic? So, the industry that keeps profiting off of you being sick is the one that is promoting you to stay confused, stay dependent on them. Thank you for liking up the live, and thank you for the follows. I really appreciate it. You are a consumer. You are not a person. You're not a human that needs to eat. You are a consumer, a product. A person to market to a product. You are just like how they have those, you know how companies do those testers where people can go in and test the new product at the company and you can try it, and they do blind taste testings and all these different things. They do that to you in real life, real time. Like, yes, you obviously are not going in getting tested right now, but real time, they do that to you in real life. And how I know they do it to you in real life, what do you do when you go to the grocery store? You go to the grocery store, let's say you're going down the cereal aisle, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get my favorite cereal, right? You're walking to the cereal aisle, boom, what's there right in the middle in the front? The brand new cereal that Kellogg's just came out with, right? They're gonna put all the basics of what everybody knows of, like, I don't even know if these are Kellogg's products. I'm just going to list some cereal. So everybody knows, like Frosted Flakes, Cheerios. They don't have to put those in the front, in the middle anymore. They can put those down at the bottom because that's what you're looking for. They can put those at the top because that's what you're looking for. But they put these very colorful boxes in the middle. And then when they get new products, that's going to be the main event in the middle. So let's say they now came out with a new Cheerio that is disguised as, let's say it's a strawberry, and they say it's all natural, right? And you're so excited because Cheerios are your favorite. And then you look at those Cheerios and you're like, oh, they're strawberry. It says it has all natural flavors. There is no artificial flavors. I'm so excited. You go home. You didn't read the label. You read the box. You didn't read the back with the label. You read the front where the marketing is. So you didn't flip it around and see that it has titanium dioxide. You didn't flip it around and see the fact that it has a whole bunch of sugar. You didn't do any research into the fact that natural flavor and artificial flavor are basically the same thing when it comes to science. Because the only difference between artificial and natural flavors is the fact that artificial flavors are constructed from all chemicals. Natural flavors that are non-artificial are still chemically removed from their natural product. So let's say it is strawberries. They take the natural strawberry, they take all of the chemical chemistry from the strawberry, so they get the taste, you get the flavor. It's going to throw it off because it's going to give no nutritional value to that, right? And then boom, now you have your strawberry flavor. But this isn't going to be preserved because it comes from a natural source. This is not going to be able to be sustainable unless you add preservatives, unless you add chemicals. This is going to taste a little differently because it's gone through a chemical process. It hasn't gone through its natural process of being a natural strawberry. So it's going to taste funny. I know, let's add in chemicals with this non-artificial flavor because that's allowed. I learned this when I was in high school. I want to even say middle school, but I'm going to say high school because I don't know exactly the timeline, but I learned it when I was in grade school. Doing a research article for a science class, arguing on the fact that artificial flavors are better than natural flavors. And my argument was debunked by myself because in the end, I ended up talking to my science teacher and we came up with a new ending for my conclusion to no longer be that it's better than the other one, but rather understanding that they're the same thing. They're the same thing. I don't know who this is. I'm just going to go ahead and mute you because I don't know what you're not talking about anything we're talking about. Okay, move them. Anywho. So, we have to realize that the industry is profiting off of their disguised sickness that is labeled as food, as products, as a quick, fast solution, as a supplement. Instead of you sitting here relying on the same people that make you sick, confused, throw you off completely, don't even teach you how to take care of your body as a woman. Thank you for liking up the live. I really appreciate it. Why not start understanding how to shift your body? When you start actually feeding your body to fuel it, start supporting your body so it can actually do its job, you'll see the difference. You'll see how they are pushing for women, especially women, to be hormonally imbalanced and to not know how to sync with our cycle because they never teach you these things. They teach you from a very young age to eat meat, to eat dairy, which throw off your hormones, and then eat processed snacks. Feed into the cravings that you have, that they have trained you to have, because your body should naturally be craving natural foods. But instead you crave sugar, salt, and sodium all day long. These are the three key factors of how they make you addicted to their food: sugar, sodium, and unhealthy fats. These are the combined things that they put together to make you addicted to their food, so that you now throw off your chemical chemistry in your brain. And then when you throw off your chemical chemistry in your brain, or you now are craving the terrible toxic foods full of inflammatory sugar, full of unhealthy fats, and full of salts, you are no longer going to be able to feel when you're full. You're no longer going to be able to sit here and actually crave foods that support your systems. So every single time you're starting your cycle, you're going to be craving sugar. Every single time around your cycle, now you're craving chocolate, right? But this is because you're lacking iron, you're lacking magnesium, and these two things are mimicked by this processed chocolate that you were getting in the store. There are a lot of mimics out there. And so that's the reason why, even though you eat that chocolate and you're feeling good in that moment, you're still craving chocolate afterwards. And you're feeling like, oh my goodness, I just had chocolate. Why am I still craving chocolate? I'm having all these cravings and I'm so hungry. It's because you're not actually feeding the nutritional deficiency you're having. You're just feeding the craving that you have trained yourself to want. And so if you are ready to actually start allowing your body to balance and allowing your body to do its job and allowing it to do exactly what it needs to do and what it's supposed to do according to the Most High's design, you first need to start understanding how the color of the rainbow is the support system that you need for your organs. If you are eating a rainbow plate, which is a plethora of different colors, you are going to be feeding each aspect of the nutrients that you need and that you're deficient in. You don't need these iron supplements. You don't need these fish oil supplements. You don't need these B12 supplements that they swear up and down that you cannot get unless you eat meat, which is a lie. There has been disproven many times. There's a big thing that they love to talk about on TikTok is that you can't get all of the nutrition living on a plant-based lifestyle, that you're going to be lacking when it comes to B12. You're going to be lacking when it comes to magnesium or whatever else that they love to lie about. Because I have been plant-based for 4.5 years. I'm not lacking on any of these, but it's because of the system and the strategy that I have set up for myself from the very beginning of understanding how food is medicine rather than me just something to consume and to make it to the next day. Because these gurus that are promoting to you that, oh, you can't do this on a plant-based lifestyle, instead for you to be a gym head and a meat head and here's your protein powder and juice it up and do all these different things, those are going to be the same ones that are crying in 15 to 20 years about the fact that they're inflamed, they're still sick even though they worked out every single day, or they're having all these health issues and they can't figure out why. Because these are the same people who I talk to on a regular basis who are talking about how, oh my goodness, I don't know why every single flu season I get sick, every single allergy season I'm suffering. If you are healthy on the inside, allergy season cannot affect you, nor can flu season affect you, because the only way that you actually develop a sickness that affects you and actually thrives in your space to make you sick is from you having something for it to feed off of. The same thing with parasites, the same thing with cancer. All disease and illness has to have something to feed off of. So what are you feeding it? They're healthy gurus, right? They're in the gym. They're eating with the way that they're supposed to be eating, the healthy way, the standard American diet. So what are they eating that is feeding it? What is fueling the parasites, the diseases, the illnesses? That's the one disconnect that you are not making. If everybody is doing the same exact thing, and yet somehow we're not getting the result of healing, what do you think the problem is? If you are still here thinking that a plant-based lifestyle is not going to support you, that you're not going to be able to do this, I'm going to tell you now, I am not the account for you, and that's okay. But please find somebody else that is going to sugarcoat this for you, because I'm not sugarcoating anything. We are in the space of what they said and project for 2030 to happen. We're already in that space. They're just giving you a warning so you aren't confused in 2030 when everything hits the fan and it gets worse. We are already in the space of 2030's agenda. We're already here. It's not the matter of we're waiting until 2030. We're already happening. We're already seeing it happen. Our health is in the crapper. Our finances are ridiculous when it comes to what's going on, when it comes to everything costing as much as it is. 2030 is already happening. We didn't have to wait until 2030. That's the reason why they gave you the little heads up last year. That's the reason why they've been giving you a heads up since 2020. It's the reason why everything is just slowly starting to get worse. And your health is not going to be any differently, because you're not changing anything. People are changing how they spend their money. People are changing how they start acting. People are changing when it comes to their relationships because they're tired of being in toxic relationships. But nobody's changing their health. Nobody's changing how they eat, because you don't see anything wrong with what you eat. And if you do see what's wrong with what you eat and you actually start to change, you'll realize the program and the agenda against you. So as women, we have to start eating a rainbow plate. As women, we need to cycle sync. We must cycle sync. We have to understand how our feminine essence is being attacked. And the phases of our cycle need to be supported with the foods that we eat. You cannot just sit here and feed the craving and think that this is what your body needs. Because you have thrown your body off for so many years, your cravings are not going to be something that you can trust in until you finally get that balance back. Because your body has not been able to trust you for years. So now it's on autopilot of subconsciously everything you have trained it to do. It's just gonna keep going through the motions to make it to the next day. Because that's what you have trained your body to do. Go through the motions to make it to the next day. So instead of you sitting here thinking that food is the problem, so you need to calorie count and restrict, use food as your medicine. I got something in my eye, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Ooh. I think something is in my eye. So instead of you thinking that, I think it's a hair, food is the problem, calorie count and restrict, food is your solution. Food should be used as medicine, not something to fill, not something to hype, not a trend, but it's actual medicine. Understanding that each aspect of the categories, red, green, yellow, all of these are going to give you the nutrition. They're going to help you be in balance. They're going to help you be in harmony. So your parasite cleansing, your gut restoration, and your actual balance when it comes to your hormones comes from the foods that you eat. It's not a diet, but it's your actual design of what you're supposed to be doing and how the Most High designed your body. Oh, oh God, my eye is so irritated. I think it's because I'm like getting hot now, and so now there's something in my eye too, and it's irritated. So if you were tired of sitting here dealing with the issue of you feel like you're hustling and you're bustling and your body is just turning against you, and you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm on this autopilot, and you feel like you're imbalanced when it comes to your feminine essence, that you are uncomfortable constantly every single month, and you're not supported, and you're tired of these quick fix solutions, and you know that you put in so much effort when it comes to you taking care of others, and you want to put that towards yourself, and you actually want to get an investment that is actually going to give you return on your health and not just something that is going to turn on you later on when it comes to your health, then what you need to do for yourself is to stop doing what everybody else is doing and ready yourself to actually make a change in your health, make a change in your habits by understanding that you're not alone, one. You don't have to do this guessing game too, and that you can be supported through with a clear structure and a path to balance by eating a rainbow plate and understanding the structure of how a plant-based lifestyle is the way that your body is supported from the inside out to heal, not just manage. So, what questions do you guys have for me? And if you are looking for that balance, if you're looking for that path and that strategy, my Balanced Body program is going to support you in doing that. That program, you can get it with Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay. There are payment options for you to be able to get started, because this is your vision into a solid foundation that you are looking for to support you and sustainable. But the key is you taking action and not just sitting here going, oh, well, I know my health is bad, I'll get started next week. Understanding that if you want to change and you're looking for that change, it starts with you doing something now. Because we are in the 2030 agenda. And if you don't know what the 2030 agenda is, you are behind. You are really behind. And playing catch up in this day and age is more difficult than you trying to run and catch up with a train. Because catch up in this day and age is literally how there are so many people, millions of people, dealing with the same issue of hormonal imbalances and diabetes. So if you guys don't have any questions for me, I am going to hop off. But we are tired of hustle culture. We are tired of thinking that we have to exhaust ourselves as women in order for us to get what we want, because that's not what you have to do. That's not what you have to do. That shouldn't have been our training. That isn't our natural design, but that is the programming that we are up under. And so you have to release yourself from that programming. Release yourself from thinking that your body is turning against you, and that if you have a painful menstrual cycle, this is just a part of your life and it runs in your genetics. The only thing that runs in your family are the same terrible toxic habits that each one of your family members have trained into you. Whether it's your mother, your father, both of them, each side of their family. The point is, without those terrible toxic habits being trained into you, your body is naturally going to crave the fruits and vegetables from the earth. Because that's what the earth produces fruits and vegetables for. Legumes, beans. So I'm not seeing any questions. So I guess you guys are covered. You are good. I have noticed that we are starting to die down when it comes to Sunday streams being more active and productive. So we might have to switch up the days again. I usually get people who are engaging on Sundays, but we might be moving back to Mondays to see what days and what times. If you have any questions about this live and you are watching this later on YouTube, drop them down in the comments. I post all of my lives on YouTube afterwards. The YouTube channel, if you're looking for it, is linked in my bio. All of my links are in my bio. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you want to know more about that program, or if you are ready to book, it is linked in my bio. If you have any questions, please DM me about that program. If not, I'm going to hop off. I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all Sunday, and peace, y'all.